Morning, everyone. This is part two. Um, I don't know how many times I had to do this one over and over again, but anyway, I'm getting it out. Um, where did we leave off? Oh, I was saying about putting things in trash cans, where it belongs instead of all over the place. Um, you know, and everything should, trash bags should be changed and etc. Um, and trash shouldn't be near water, you know, where water is, um, you know, because it can go in it. Um, because apparently there's a lot of stuff in the ocean, a lot of toxic stuff, oil, and etc. Um, especially, the stuff that can, you know, leak into it or, split open. Um, Also, apparently, some trash is good for soil. Um, I mean, you know, I don't know anything about any of that stuff. What I said in number part one, um, I'm not into that kind of business. But what I was saying in my other video, so instead of blaming and etc., being jealous of anyone or what they do, which, you might need someone that has something, that they do or whatever they're, whatever job they do or whatever they do, you know, because that's what they chose to do. It could be for a time being or forever. So it's not up to anybody's business what people do. I mean, unless they're doing something wrong or whatever, you know, that's their purpose, what they love, what they do, you know. And if you don't like it, that means you move on to whatever else. Or, you know, it doesn't matter. Like if you're attacking people, for no reason, and that's how it always is, or based on lies, you move on. Okay? If you don't like a person, but if you don't like a job or whatever, move on, or just a place in your job, or get, if you love what you do, find another one, another place that does that. So for these ones, who are you to say those ones don't deserve to do what they do. Especially, ones that could hear or, see spirits or God, loved ones, and etc. Who are you to say? Let me ask, would you go and get advice from, them who will tell you the truth? Say, to don't do something, because of whatever it might happen, or go to a pathological liar that don't know, if they're hearing spirits from the light and that is telling them the truth. But if you have that gift and you're attacking someone else, um, so ask yourself, why is it because you think yours, aren't good enough, um, and you're not using it right, and you're not, in it, to have it? Or did you get it from another person, another way? Or you're just going by the basic, you know, that most people go through, and you're just guessing? And are you really sure you are listening again to the light? Or, you're jealous or whatever, and you just want more? Well, either way, each one has their own, that that's only designed for them, and it cannot be changed unless it gets changed by God, who gave these ones their gifts. Also, think about, if you are attacking others, then those gifts you have don't belong to you. It's because you can't handle them. And why, why you have to attack others? That means that you're not listening to the light. The light will never tell anyone, with or without um, gifts. to harm anyone, especially for, being, with being selfish, with hatred, jealousy, and whatever else the reasons are. For anyone who does anything to anyone only gets satisfied temporarily. I said this before. Ones who do right with or without gifts and have faith will be satisfied, happy, and be grateful, and much more. And it's not temporary. So think about, who is to blame or at fault that things are happening? I also want to make, sure you understand before answering that, because someone will be thinking, um, this. So I will say, don't blame God, Spirit, because they are saying, oh, the temporary is done and it's karma. Instead of blaming others that things aren't going right, or especially God, it's not his fault. You're just not paying attention. We all have a huge purpose to do, and the world is a huge that we have to make better. So how will that get done if we have hatred, chaos, jealousy, being attacked, and, a lot more? That I have, mentioned in other videos than what I said in this video. Well, part 1. As I said, it don't matter what your job you're doing, where you live, or how you live. Everyone is needed in this world to make it better with your own talents, purpose, kindness, and how you bring everyone together in your communities, to make it safer, kinder, cleaner. And stop right away ones who get out of place to make problems, harms people, and more. So which one would you rather do? Have whatever temporarily, or, all? All the time, and being part of making it happen and seeing great results Or would you rather, you know, be making the problems, the chaos, and everything else? That you will do, two things. And I've been saying it. I don't know if I can say this. I say BI, but a lot of people say bitch. But, the saying bitch and complain because you're around what you have done and not seeing results. As in, you're not getting except for temporarily. But you know eventually you will be getting that karma, as I said. So are you going to be the one to help? Speak up, ask ones if something is, true about them, if you were told or heard, or, you know, think, oh, somebody will tell, or did they? Because someone said, oh, I'll tell them, I'll say something, but they never do. How will you know if, you know, you are only surround yourself with liars and you know that, you know, from other things? By making and doing what you think is easier, it's not. By others doing what you should, plus what they should, that's not making it easier. Pushing things off to others or taking things from others, it's not making it easier. It's only making it harder for you. Having things to do, what you do, you know, not easier. It's called becoming lazy. When you get too relaxed and not paying attention until, well, when it's too late. It's one thing of, having all that and whatever. But not ones, who wants everyone or, you know, things for, to do for them. As in, wait a minute, I'm getting too many things at the same time. Um, you know, to have people to do for you this way you can relax or whatever instead of you doing it when you're supposed to be doing. You know, I mean, it's one thing to relax, which does, you know, you go to sleep sometimes. I mean, that's fine. But take these cars that drives itself. It will take you home and wherever. Say you fall asleep. Okay. You ignore the car saying you need to wake up and hit the brakes. And it's all across the board, with that one. But, and then the car somehow went off the road and started to go, it's in traffic and it hit something. What about everyone else on the road? Also, you shouldn't have something like that if you're going to fall asleep, thinking that the car is going to drive by itself. I mean, that's fine and dandy, but you need to be awake also. Because apparently, I don't know, somebody fell asleep. The car was, doing all kinds of stuff. And it was trying to pull over, but you had to stop it. Now that's being lazy. If you want to sleep in a car, get a driver that stays awake. I mean, anyway, the next one. About why I've been off. These ones, who are left, they got others also. But go ahead. Whatever. You'll see what's happening, around you. And when I said in my other video, you wanted to play dirty, okay. And I mentioned about you had to say, do something to save ones. Well, okay. Spirit knows you will not even save them. I mean, somebody might have done what they were supposed to, but they saw who did and who didn't. They're shocked that you wouldn't even try to save them or do what you were supposed to do. But that's okay. Those ones will be told that you, whoever didn't, apparently, the ones that are supposed to save, they will know, be told, you, that you do not give a hoot about them, that you are full of blank around them. You are phony as they come around others while you do what you try to do behind the scenes. Now, Spirit will and is coming directly to whoever and one's involved. They are beyond sick and tired of lies and BS and much more. You kept on coming to me and probably with others with the same BS, thinking you were going to have me, homeless, can't put food on the table, and, listening to my calls to interrupt them and be transferred to one of you. But let's not forget all the calls, the texts, the requests, and etc. I said it all in since I started. And, let's not forget, my family, which I'm not going to say who they are and who I'm speaking about, my soul tribe, my person, etc., etc. But you heard that video, who they are. My brothers, I just said that, sisters, soul tribe. But what my brothers and sisters and I do is we are not babysitters. We're not your mama or your papa, okay? We can't help you if you are those ones who continue to do. You have to go to Jesus, to God, and especially counseling. We guide everyone to heal and more. Don't come to us saying you are our person and whatever else. Don't you think we don't know who our person is and recognize who they are? Be for real. If you want your person, then do right. Don't come to others to try to bring them down or, for them to fit in with you. We do not judge who you are what job you have, it's still not going to make us think you're our person. How we should live or whatever. Nobody has the right to tell people how to, do what they have to do. And no, we, ow, that hurt. We know who we are supposed to help or, give guidance to. We do not, and I mean do not, owe anyone because you think we don't deserve something. First of all, that's not your decision. It's directly from God Himself to make that decision. So again, ask yourselves why. Why would you want to do something you will ruin your lives for? And maybe worse. It's not, you don't believe that God, Spirit, and loved ones don't see, hear, and know everything that's being done here. God knows everything, even in spirit. And I said this in my other videos. I mean, it's like in spirit, it's thinking, I've been doing this, and never been caught. Nothing happened, that attitude. Okay. Ask yourself, if nothing happened, really, ask yourself, if nothing happened, then why are you doing what you are doing? Is it you were impatient? No. It's you don't, and you ignore the signs what to do. It's you that didn't want to seek a better way to make it better. It's not us or anyone. And I'm not trying to trigger anybody. So now, who are you supposed to blame for ruining your life? You know the answer? See, the thing is, what I didn't understand was I mean, since I was a baby. But anyway, all that has been done with all these groups been doing, or trying, I should say, to me. And I mean, I knew it was part of whatever ritual you were doing, to make me think that I wasn't good enough and etc. Blah, 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 whatever. You know, I said it all in the other videos. But the thing is, and I don't know any of you who, whatever, and I never did anything to any of you, but I blamed myself. So, how is it that a person like me, that is like me, are quick or whatever to blame themselves? Because they, well, one, I do blame myself in a way for allowing in the beginning to let you guys get away with it. But it's okay for us to blame ourselves when we don't do anything. So, why is it so hard for all of you not to blame yourself? Because you know that you are doing wrong, and that you know how to get the help, which I will mention later about, and I've been saying it, about all the trauma. And I've been saying, you have to push your higher self through to help you. So why isn't it that, you guys can have accountability, but, for doing, and, you get away with it for a little bit, but for the ones that really don't do anything, it's like, automatically it is their fault. Anyway, in order to move forward, to let go of things, be happy, and much more, as I said, it starts with you. To look good, feel good. You need to stop worrying about what others do. I mean, worrying, like I said, causes wrinkles. It causes, your body to shut down, or, you get sick. You need to stop worrying what people, what they look like. If you're worried about what they look like, then ask. It's free. What they do. It might help you. Deep down, it's the worrying and doing stuff that you're not supposed to. That's why you look, I mean, it's also across the board. Um, you need to heal and forgive. I'm not saying you don't have to, you have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive people what they do because, they want to listen to people who are wrong and just tell lies. But you can forgive them. You can tell God to, okay, I forgive them. You don't need to tell them, unless you want to. I'm not going to tell you that I forgive you because I said that in the very, 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 very beginning. And I don't need to continue to tell you. So now it's your turn to ask God if I did or not, or if I should. You need to stop holding grudges. You need to stop repeating all the traumas that also is why you look older or things pop up, as in things aren't going right. You don't like something? Walk away. And then think to yourself, why did I get upset for that? I mean, I don't know that person. They're just doing what they do. You need to start helping others not to make mistakes that you did, or, people can't, continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over and over again and thinking that you're going to, get away with it or be forgiven or get whatever you want. Everything can trigger something. And when one thing is triggered, that triggers another thing. And so on and so on. I mean, if you think that I look younger, well, okay. I don't worry. I don't know if I look younger. I mean, you see my picture? I don't know. But I've learned not to worry about what others do or what others say. I mean, yeah, before, long time ago, yeah, it used to hurt. That's called, I was being bullied. But then I thought about it. You know, we need to put a stop to the hatred. We are, we all are allowed to give our own opinions. Okay? We are allowed to say the truth because truth goes further. We are allowed to give ideas. You like it? You like it. You don't? As everyone says, walk away. Either, um, like but like I said in this one and in part one, I said it in both of uh, these ones, and I said it all through. But like I said, just walk away. And you also need to practice anger management, anger issues. And learn how to control it and put it away. And that goes with anything and everything, jealousy and etc. Let's take, your friends. You do everything together. You have your own partners, girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever. And one decides to marry someone. Now you're jealous. And you need to sabotage it. Why? Because you found out that, that you wanted to ask them to marry you. Well, it's called there's no communication. Okay? If you wanted that person, you should have just asked if they had the same feelings. But it shouldn't mess up a friendship. By sabotaging, yeah, that will mess it up. But again, remember, if you started to have feelings for your friend, and if it was meant, you would have asked. No one should mess up anybody's relationships. I mean, unless, people tells the truth and that the person isn't good for them, they're controlling or they're abusive and blah, blah, blah. Well, you find a way to help that person to leave. But because you didn't ask first and about that, you don't sabotage anybody. You don't do things to anyone. You ask before someone, like that, friends or whatever. You ask before ones get really involved with someone. Like, take that. I don't know what it is, you know. But anyway, it's ridiculous though. Let's take something came across, and I've been saying it, but I've been ignoring it. But this came up, and it just seems odd. But anyway, what is this thing that's going around? Being woke is broke. No. Being woke for everyone is having faith, believing in spirit, God, and Jesus. That they are here with us, guiding us. And us praying for peace and for everyone to come together. Being woke also is knowing yourself, doing for the better, knowing your intuition, knowing what our ancestors went through and how they solved it. And for us not to repeat all the bad things they had to go through, but learn from whatever for, for it not to be repeated. We have all of our ancestors all around us. It's called history. What they've done. Buildings, we still have them around. Buildings they built. Artifacts in, museums. Statues of, different ones. And etc. It's not political being, it's not has nothing to do with being political or, or race or nationality you are. It's what happened in the past. Not now. It's there to know what they have done and for us to make it better. It's here not to spread negativity or false, stories to be made up, to keep the negativity here. Wherever our ancestors are placed for our history should be told what happened and how we are and will continue their legacy to improve and make it better without repeating the past. Being woke is speaking about our ancestors and keeping them alive within us to show them and make them proud how we are coming together as they started to do, and to show we have learned not to make the same mistakes over and over again. Being woke is also with, some, is we have to pay attention even more with signs and listen for messages to give, to continue to guide that, our ancestors tell us. Through us. And being woke, for like ones who do that, we have to be woke and pay attention even more. Because of people out there who think it's funny and a game to attack people. Being woke, that's when you have ones who lie. Being woke is broke. Yeah, that's the ones who have, who lie, talk down, and spread chaos. Lies on those ones who tells the truth, gives, true guidance to others to make it better. They make up things saying it's all evil and whatever else. Most who do say that don't believe in what we do. They were told it's evil. They don't want their lies out, with some. And some do things behind the scenes. So they say stuff to cover it up, to make us look like we're the bad ones. So wherever our ancestors as history are, it should be for everyone to learn from. Be thankful what they had, had to do to bring us into the world. There's also, I don't know, something ones are saying about the museums, and I don't know what Trump has to do with it. Apparently, people are saying he's taking things out because it looks too woke. I don't know what that means, but I don't know. I'm going to look into it and whatever. But someone is putting a letter up that he wrote. I did see the letter. I gotta find it. I wanted to put it up. But I don't know. Something about the letter. It looks like it was made, by whoever to cause chaos. I mean, I don't know. But still, nothing should be labeled as political, race, nationality, or whatever. This is history of the past. And have what it is as the future, what we improved, to show how we are making it better. There shouldn't be any kind of sides that you want to be on. What side we should be on is togetherness. That's the side we should be on. It shouldn't be about what was in the past and everything. Yeah, but as I said in very beginning, you know, color, I guess race, I don't know. Um, it shouldn't matter. We are all here to make it better. You know, it doesn't matter. And we are all equal. And like I said, everyone has an opinion. Who wants to listen, they listen, okay? If you don't like it, you either walk away and, like, what happened, you know, if it's an event, you don't like what a person's saying, you walk away and then you come back when it's time to hear whoever you wanted to hear. I like to know who gave, whoever the right to say, okay, well, this person can talk, this person can't. This one can. Oh, no, no, you can't. Remember what number one of the amendment is? Freedom of speech. See, once, like the Ten Commandments and the amendment, you cannot change that. You can add to it. So all this hatred and whatever crap and doing wrong and whatever, how is that, again, how is that making the world better? It's not. It's only making it even more harder for you. If you're jealous about what people can do or, how they look and whatever, again, being kind, asking a question, doesn't matter how stupid you might think it sounds or whatever. It is free and no question is stupid. You're asking. If you think, don't be jealous because somebody looks, I don't know, and you think, like, like, you know, people always say, oh, you don't look your age, blah, 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 whatever. Well, let me ask, how is one supposed to look at an age? Doesn't matter what age you are. But is that another thing? Like what people say, oh, at this age, uh, you will start wearing glasses. Uh, at this age, you will, you know, start feeling all aches and pains. Well, if you keep saying stuff like this, yeah, it's all going to get out there. But really, how is a person supposed to look at an age? Age don't matter, but anyway, it's how a person takes care of themselves or able to. You don't need products and stuff like that, to look younger or whatever. Stop worrying. Stop, you know, what I mentioned. You still need to, use products and stuff like that. Don't get, don't twist that. Why does everything have to be like not a debate, but it has to be like, I don't know, something to argue about or be jealous about? No one should be jealous or have hatred. If somebody is with somebody and they show love and whatever, blah, 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 etc., whatever, why are you being jealous? You can have that with your person too. Well, put it this way, if you're with the right person. If you don't have that, why should you have everything that someone else has? If you want it, you work for it, just like them, or, work at their marriage. You do know, even when you do have a person, that you're meant to be with, you still have to work at it. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, I don't know why people think, I mean, yes, some things are easy, but, more you work at it, it just comes natural. So you can't be jealous of people because you don't know what they do or go through in the first place. Because why? They don't, say anything? I mean, some things, yeah, you say, about your family or whatever, blah, 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 whatever. But why do people want to know every little inch of what people do? You be yourself. Now, I said this before, about this. I in the part one, I said about the tissues and stuff like that. You know, hopefully you'll see part one. I spoke about children's toys and whatever. Um, Baby toys and children, and, some adults, who love, stuffed animals and stuff like that. Please pay attention. Um, I don't know where it was, because there was another incident. Um, some local store, whatever, was selling the stuff, or, and next minute, the kid was being followed, and they were pounding, and luckily the neighbor came over and whatever. Um, these toys are being has you have to pay attention what the labels are, like the different, um well, it's like pink, obviously, for girls. It's with hearts. It's a certain type of heart. And then the blue is for the boys, which are triangles. The butterflies, it's a certain type, are for younger ones. That is telling them they're the next target. And you know what for. And now we have missing children or missing adults. I have to find it. I did get it, but I'll post it. What the shapes look like. But yeah. I mean, I hope what I've said it oh, here it is. What I said, that this helps. And again, I had a reason why I was off. And we all know why. How'd that get in there? But anyway. Anyway. Love you all. And everyone, thank you for taking the time to listen. And I hope you have a great day. Ciao.